But then, like, a lot of this kind of thing, and I mean, I'm into it. I love what's been going on around here. Really.
And you're listening to WMFB, Bloodwork FM.
For real. So, welcome to WMFB podcast, where mostly I'm having a couple ongoing conversations with a few different people. Thrashkeiishu in particular, who is headlining today. Also here is Daisy. We did a lot of spaghetti eating just now, by which I mean making the sausage, which this is also a podcast about making podcasts. So maybe later on when the money and the views start rolling in and I say, hey, tune in or subscribe to our Patreon for the bonus content, I'll release what we just recorded as bonus content. But I do mean to, like, something that, like, and I do try to kind of go around and have, like, just make sure that I have feels weird to say full consent, but, you know, permission to use everyone's voice and contributions to this when they are here. But, Thrash, what do you have to say for yourself?
Mostly I've been doing some, so at this new gig that I got at this new restaurant, so I live out, and again, I don't care that this is out in the world. I live outside of Detroit, and I have to go into downtown to go work at the restaurant, and the traffic's usually really crummy, so I tend to leave like 2 hours early, so I can get to work on time without having to deal with that shit.
Man.
And a lot of construction. Oh my god, the construction's a headache. But up the street from the restaurant, there's like a little coffee shop. Very sweet lady owns the place. Like, I went for my first interview for this restaurant. I ended up being about an hour or so early, and went into this coffee shop. Like, the sweetest lady, you know, greets me, and we just start, you know, talking, and I'm like, you know, yeah, I'm applying for the restaurant up the street. And she goes, oh, that's wonderful. Like, you know, you finding parking okay and stuff like that? I'm like, well, no, it sucks down here, and like, you know, it costs a lot to park around here. And she goes, oh, well, you know, if you go to this particular spot, you know, the parking's free, and, you know, you know, nobody fucks with your car or anything. Everybody's, you know, and just a very sweet woman, told me everything that I needed to know about the area, because I haven't been down that way in a minute. But what I was kind of preluding to is I'd sit there and, you know, I feel like I needed something to do, and I ended up getting a book for my birthday from my mother. It's the Anthony Bourdain Reader, and I've been reading a lot of Anthony Bourdain lately. And I'm trying to find, yeah, there it is. So I found this. It's like a collection of like his smaller works and excerpts from like Kitchen Confidential and stuff like that. But there was a little piece that he did in this book called Typhoid Mary, an urban historical, and he talks about, you know, Mary Mallon, the woman who accidentally or knowingly, it's completely all up in the air, and that the story's been told so many different ways.
Hard to pin down.
That she ended up giving people like salmonella and typhoid.
That's not the same thing?
It is the same fucking thing. Excuse me.
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
I
don't mean to like correct you. That's why I just wasn't sure.
No, that is absolutely right. But it was really interesting because, like, you know, I've worked in kitchens for a really, really long time, and there's this line this like little paragraph that he had, and if I may to cite Anthony Bourdain, For a cook, the well-ordered safety and certainty of the kitchen, however hot, cramped, and occasionally crazed, is a place of absolutes. The chef is the absolute leader. Food is always served on time, cold food is served cold, hot food is served hot. No one is late, and no one calls in sick. Let me repeat that. No one calls in sick. And I'm like, oh my God. That is 100% how it goes.
That's how it happens. Yeah.
Like
I have certainly been in kitchens while sick.
I ended up being. I was trained by a guy at this new place. He turned out to be sick, and I'm thankful that I didn't end up getting sick myself. But like, yeah, that's how it goes, and it's even after COVID and everything else, that's still a thing, and it's no wonder that a predominance of the people in the industry during COVID, you know, despite the fact that, you know, they were kind of I personally feel that a lot of service industry folks were basically the saviors during, as well as, of course, nurses, doctors, and disease specialists were all heroes. Service industry people, I feel like, were fairly undercut and dealt with a lot more shit than a decent amount of other folks. And what I will say is that I think they also dealt with a lot of loss and getting sick themselves. And I feel like it's lost on a lot of people now that I'm rereading the whole history of Typhoid Mary. And I found it really interesting, and I started like trying to understand a little bit more, because everybody knows the story where, you know, oh yeah, this malicious lady just, you know, went out and started cooking, you know, sick and asymptomatic to salmonella.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she was an asymptomatic carrier of the disease.
And she didn't give a shit.
Well,
or maybe, she specifically gave too many shits in certain directions, perhaps.
In a sense.
Is that the idea?
Well, it kind of. It's more about how, you know, people in this industry are generally fairly. They don't make a lot of money. They're more often than not considered to be in sort of the poorer bracket of the you know, folks working. And what I think is completely lost to a lot of people is that during like the late 1800s, 1900s, with the wave of Irish immigrants and everything coming over, that they were discriminated against quite consistently.
Yeah. And
that there were many other cases of typhoid that were going about in, you know, in other areas, and they weren't treated the same way as this lady was. And, you know, I never took into consideration that this woman was potentially treated poorly for the sake of, you know, being a woman or being Irish.
Sure, which
or let alone even being poor.
All of those things.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I found it really interesting, like, you know, the way that we're kind of told this sort of told this story about her, and about, like, you know, it's, you know, very important that you know, keep things clean and everything else for the, you know, for the sake of the public. And yeah, it was just really fascinating to kind of hear Bourdain's perspective of it, let alone kind of rehashing like my general knowledge of it. Because again, it was like, you know, oh yeah, this woman never washed her hands, this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
You know, this was somebody that, like, you know, just flat didn't give a shit. And the reality was that, like, you know, this woman apparently was good enough to work in like
many kitchens.
Many kitchens of really, really rich folks. and I just find it fascinating how, that the way that Bourdain kind of portrayed her was like, this is a woman who I personally found respect for, because she, despite like, the blatant sexism, discrimination, what have you, she still was considered to be like a very an excellent worker, and still maintained like coming into work every single day, worked her ass off, which is in the restaurant industry considered to be like, peak employee, like she worked really hard, and
she worked really hard to poison a lot of people.
Well, that's the thing, is that like not everybody in those times were really up on like foodborne illnesses.
It is not.
And the like.
Yeah, it is not. Well, yeah. First of all, we don't know if anything. We don't know barely anything about her, or if anything was intentional. But also, we don't know if she knew, or if the people around her knew that she was,
Well, I mean, it wasn't until
what they knew about germs and foodborne illnesses.
Yeah, it wasn't until like a very, very highly regarded epidemiologist ended up finding out everything that they found out that she was basically the potential sole, source of the typhoid.
Crazy.
But yeah, I just thought that was, again, like, I kind of want to do a thought that was weird on it.
Yeah. Thought that was weird is, on my list of things to talk about.
Right on. But I definitely want to, I kind of read through this little excerpt while I was having a coffee before work, and just, it made the little hamster in the wheel in my brain start moving a little bit. I'm just like, oh my god, like I never considered these perspectives. I never, like, but the one thing that I did find out, like, from doing some reading, was that she eventually, when she was like moved to was it North Brother Island or something like that, which is where they had all the why do I know all the pandemic patients. It's in New York.
No, yeah, I know that because it was in our vampire game.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, we stopped at North Brother Island from time to time, traveling on the. Let's get back to North Brother Island, but I want to say hi to Daisy, who is also here as a guest today. I didn't mean to dive right into it, but what's up, Daisy? Welcome to the stream of the pod after all of the sausage making and talking about it we did earlier.
Oh, I think she's muted.
And I also want to say what's up to Jacko. But Daisy and Jacko, glad to have you guys here hanging out. Typhoid Mary ends up on North Brother Island.
So she eventually.
Oh wait, one moment. Sorry.
Please continue.
I hate to interrupt you. I also just wanted to say that Thought That Was Weird is a show that we used to do, might do again, and in fact, what we're doing right now in this slot may just become Thought That Was Weird if that develops out of this ongoing conversation we're having right now. So I just wanted to throw that out, and you can find Thought That Was Weird on YouTube, Thrashkeiishu. There will be links in the information wherever you're watching or listening to this. So, go ahead about North Brother Island and Typhoid Mary.
But what I found, like, as much as it wasn't like a very positive end for Mary, she eventually went on to work in the laboratories for epidemic study and stuff like that on the island. And as much as she wasn't like an actual researcher, she was still, they're compiling notes for the epidemiologists and what have you, and was still a very important part of all of that. And yeah, like I and again, I don't feel like that's like, she finally got to, do something, that gave her some purpose. But like, the other thing I had thought about was like, when you're a cook, people don't generally see you doing anything else.
Okay.
When I was looking for a job over the last handful of years, I tried going into other industries and doing other things, and more often than not during the interview process, like, because I didn't have anything else other than kitchens, they'd be like, well, we see you worked in a lot of, like, restaurants and stuff like that, why haven't you gone back to that? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to do something different, a little less stressful, and, kind of give myself a break from all that.
Sure.
And more often than not, they're like, well, we don't really see you as, like, a fit here at Rocket Mortgage.
Man, okay, yeah, sure.
So
I know it, yeah.
So that's another reason why I was like, you know what? I guarantee you that's exactly what happened to Mary too. She had such a long line of, restaurant work and stuff like that she probably, and let alone like, the sexism and discrimination that she dealt with on a consistent basis was also another reason why she couldn't get work in anything else.
It does happen. I mean, not commenting on sexism or discrimination, but you really do get locked into a career path whether you like it or not. Like the experiences you line up do really sometimes end up dictating what you can end up doing. Maybe especially when you're in a kitchen.
But yeah, like yeah, and something that Bourdain also mentioned was like that, like, more often than not, like, kitchen spaces, even in these times, it's all male dominated, and he said something to the tune of like, but women can't pick up the overarching sexism in that was like, women can't, pick up a stock pot. They can't like carry, heavy boxes into the walk-in freezers, or can't do any actual heavy lifting. And the reality is that this woman did, and she kicked ass at it.
Yep.
It was just unfortunate that she would stick throughout the entire bit,
Yeah, I don't remember specifically. There was a series of comics, or there was at least compilations. I don't know where they were originally published, but it was called Factoid Books, and I came across the story of Factoid Mary, in these comics. It may have been one of them. There was one called The Big Book of Urban Legends. There was The Big Book of like Spies. One of them was called The Big Book of Death. And I think that's why I encountered the story of Typhoid Mary. And that might be why I know that typhoid is syphilis. Salmonella. Oh man, the whole segment where I forgot what fellatio is called is in the cut part of the episode. Yo, join us on Patreon. It doesn't exist yet, but someday it will, and you'll be able to hear me stuttering because I love the word flautist, and I can't. Anyway, Wow, nice to have you here, Thrash. I'm glad we're doing this. I'm glad we're here on Twitch TV under the shining sun. Yo, ADR Jacko, by the way, my friend just yesterday told me that he ate some dunder salt, and he felt that he was assaulted. Do you know what dunder salt is, Thrash?
I was just about to look that up. I have no idea what dunder salt is.
It is would you call it a candy, Jacko? It's a snack.
Salty licorice, Damiac licorice.
Yeah.
variety of licorice flavored with salmiak salt.
I wouldn't call it licorice flavored. It's more like piss.
Found in Nordic countries, Benelux, and northern Germany. Okay.
Yeah, so Jacko sometimes brings me some packets of Dunder Salt, which are these little black rock-shaped, I guess, licorice candies, but it really is more like ammonia. And yeah, my friend Locke, also past and future guest, friend of the podcast, ate some of them yesterday.
Man.
And he didn't like them. And maybe the next time I get some, I'll send some to you, Thresh.
I don't know if I should say thank you or fuck you. No, that sounds really interesting. Like, what is it with Norwegian countries and things that taste like ammonia?
Well, they do this thing. I don't know if Jacko is still listening, and I hope that I don't, misspeak about Norwegian, I guess, I don't know if pastimes, Norwegian stuff. Anyway, I don't know anything about Norwegian stuff, but I guess they bury fish in the ground over the winter. Does this sound, do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to remember
lutefisk.
which. Yes,
and it becomes a very salted ammonia crusted fish underground over the winter. Lutefisk.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's dried whitefish cured in lye.
Oh, right. Yes, that sounds quite poisonous to me, but not to Norwegian people. And this is where I don't want to offend anyone who are descended from trolls who eat rocks out of the side of mountains.
Oh,
it's a troll.
My goodness.
The package of the candy has a picture of a big rock-eating troll on it. It's not food. It looks like food for trolls.
I'm trying to remember. There's like, oh god, what was it? Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern, I believe his name was.
The name doesn't sound familiar.
Bald short guy has a bit of a kind of a higher pitched voice, but he would go around and try like basically the weird stuff in different countries, and I don't know if it was lutefisk.
Sure.
But there was it basically like went to this like facility where they make something kind of similar, and I'm trying to remember which country it was from, but they had like some form of a shark that they would eat, and they basically had the same process where they'd cover it in lye in order to preserve it, and apparently it's one of the most it's very ammonia tasting and very vile.
Ammonia. Yeah, lye encrusted salty ammonia fish is and so I believe Jacko said something to me about that flavor and the flavor of this particular nasty candy being something that he was used to and liked. You know how like you ever heard that American chocolate tastes like puke?
You know what? Yeah, it's particularly like Hershey's chocolate, because of course cocoa isn't native here.
Right.
They had to find something kind of similar.
Oh. Okay.
I forget what exactly they do that is different.
It's I don't know either. It has something to do with the milk process or the powdered milk or something they use to make our chocolate. But I think basically, I think the punchline is American people are just used to it because we've been eating it our whole lives, and people from other countries try it and they go, whoa, there is a spoiled milk taste in this chocolate. I think that's basically what they say.
But like, there's another thing that I had seen. I'm trying to remember where in like what country this particular like situation was in.
Okay,
but
this particular situation.
But this particular situation, but like somebody was giving somebody like, Jif peanut butter from the
Okay.
country that they were in, and they're like, yeah, that tastes like peanut butter, and they're like, okay, well, here's, Jif peanut butter that we had from America. They're like, oh my God, this is way too sweet. What the hell is this? Sort
Oh,
of
I
thing.
bet. Oh, I bet. I bet our peanut butter tastes like sugar. I bet all of our food is made out of corn syrup, basically. I'm sure it tastes very sweet in other countries.
I sincerely, yeah, I always wanted to see like what the hubbub is about. Like the only sort of reference that I had as a kid for like different tasting chocolate was from Germany. They had Kinder Schokolade,
Oh.
kids chocolate.
Oh, okay.
It's got like a milk, like not like a cream, but almost kind of nougaty sort of
Okay.
center.
With the surprise inside?
Yeah, like the Kinder eggs. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. What's up, Daisy?
What's up? I'm actually, I gotta be out. I gotta get to work. Thank you very
Oh.
much for having me, Koya.
Yo, thanks
Have
for
a good
being
day,
here.
Thrash. I'll see
Yeah,
y'all
it's
later.
good seeing you, Daisy. You
All
take
right,
care. Have a
peace.
good day at work.
Avoid the lutefisk.
Avoid fear of the lutefisk.
Wait, so are
But-
the same brand or was it in egg form?
It's the same. It's the same brand, the same chocolate, the same sort of like milk cream thing. I don't even necessarily know if it was like a white chocolate or something like that, but like but yeah, Kinder basically made like these little like breakable, like almost Kit Kat-y sort of size sticks
Okay.
that my great grandmother used to bring from Germany every time she went to go visit her sister. And yeah, that was probably one of the first times I had chocolate that wasn't Hershey's, and I remembered really liking it. And I couldn't necessarily tell you what the
Yeah.
difference in chocolate is, especially considering that I believe Kinder, because I don't know if it's imported these days or they actually have facilities in America, but like
There was some kind of issue. I don't know anything about it.
so well, if you're talking about the Kinder eggs,
Yeah.
so the Kinder eggs used to have like these little like prizes. It was almost like a Cracker Jack box. They had like little like plastic toys that you could assemble for yourself. Yeah, kind of like that.
No, that's exactly what this is. This came
Oh,
out
is that
of a
from a
Kinder.
that came out of a Kinder egg?
The American ones, yeah, which are not made out of chocolate. They're made out of plastic and half has chocolate and half has a toy.
Huh.
It's like
I didn't realize
you
this was
open up
plastic.
you open up the egg, which is plastic, and half has a toy in it and half has like chocolate candy that you have a little like you eat with a little plastic spoon.
The scoop 'em thing. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But
But yeah, Kinder
but
eggs with
originally,
anyway,
the toy was like encased, well,
in
not
chocolate.
in like a hollow chocolate, like a
Right.
hollow chocolate egg, yeah. And you would take like the there was like a toy inside, and there was like a bunch of little pieces that you had. It was in a plastic bag, mind you, but you had the little pieces that you had to.
Oh,
put whatever little
they might be little
fun-
bits. Okay, right.
Yeah,
okay.
so apparently
I gotcha.
because American children are so dumb, they ate the fucking toy.
In other countries, no problem.
Other countries, kid sees a little plastic piece. Okay, I guess I'm not going to eat this. In America, oh my god, kids are fucking stupid.
Eating
They
the
just
egg whole.
they eat the whole fucking egg, and then they end up like throwing up a mini toy bicycle or something like that.
Toy soldiers.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So there was some issue with bringing this product to America, but
Initially, yeah. But like the Kinder sticks, the Kinder Chocolate sticks
Sure.
are yeah, they don't have toys inside of them, so like those were still okay to bring. But yeah, the eggs were banned.
Do you suppose that Do you suppose that Canadian chocolate is the same as our, like the same processing probably? Do you think they're doing roughly, or getting their stuff from Hershey, or the same kind of network of chocolate making? Do you think it's North American chocolate that tastes like puke?
I don't know if it's like the entirety of North America. I couldn't. I haven't done a lot of research into
chocolate in
where they're
Mexico?
sourcing where they're sourcing chocolate, but what I do know is that, like, you know, ever since, like, I kind of, you know, read up on that and saw that people are like, you know, yeah, Hershey's chocolate tastes like puke, and I don't know if it's like some sort of like, you know, in a very it sort of manner, this is battery acid, you scum. This fucking chocolate tastes like puke.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
But at the same time though, like I mean, I'll eat a Reese's cup and I think it's perfectly fine. But I have like a regular, like, you know, Hershey bars with almonds were my favorite, and I just can't eat them anymore. And it's beyond, like, you know, I'm old and I hate sweets and stuff like that or something like that. But there's something about the taste of Hershey's bars these days that just absolutely turns me off to them.
You know what? It began when someone, and it's not like I even know the difference, but someone, like, I think I must have watched a YouTube video where, no, I did. I watched a YouTube video where someone explained exactly whatever that dried milk process I was talking about, that is the cause of what people notice. Ever since then, I have not eaten plain Hershey's chocolate bar. So whoever was doing that psyop advertising, you got in my head. I have not, and I have actually I have. You know, there have been a time maybe there's a bunch of candy and I'm opening up little fun sized bars, but the plain Hershey's chocolate, I'll eat it and I'll be like, someone thinks this tastes like puke. I don't know if I do, but someone explained to me why it should taste like puke. Got right in my head. Yeah, ruined. And it's not. I mean, I didn't eat a lot of chocolate before, but
I like major holidays and stuff like that was always like, you know, Hershey's Kisses in the stocking or the Easter basket or whatever. And like I mean I had a very bad sweet tooth, like between that and Hostess honey buns.
Oh, interesting.
Those
Okay.
I am surprised that I didn't have childhood diabetes from
Hostess
just
honey
devouring
buns.
those.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they got like the white frosting on the top.
Sure. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, those things were great. Like, when I would walk to school, there was like a gas station about like a mile up the road. When I walked to school, that was my breakfast.
All right. I liked the cinnamon, whatever, the round cinnamon cake, the coffee cake, and the devil dogs.
Devil dogs.
That was mine. And also, yeah. I mean, I do have an incredible sweet tooth, but it's for gummies and like other types of cakes and stuff, and not particularly for really plain chocolate or anything like coated in chocolate or kind of chocolatey treats. That hasn't really been my thing. I really have been a gummy bear munching motherfucker most of my life.
I mean, my grandmother always used to bring Haribo gummy bears.
That's
oh,
right.
Man.
That's
Solid. That's the good stuff.
My grandmother absolutely. I don't know what her diabetic status was, but she definitely gave all of us diabetes with all of the candy that we were eating at that house, man.
Yeah.
Candy's awesome. I am super duper. I guess I shouldn't advocate for it because I need to stop eating it because it's
Same.
because I'm fucking old now and I gotta stop eating candy. You gotta at some point. I mean, you can still eat a little bit. I eat more than I should, but there's not really any here today, which is cool. I'm gonna make a pizza though.
I'll make a pizza later too.
You're gonna like make dough and shit, I bet.
I believe that's what we're doing.
Man, well, so I just have like this. I have a pizza that I bought at and it's not frozen, but it's like prepared. I'm gonna saute some broccoli and onion and toss that on there. So I'm gonna fancy it up a little bit, but I imagine you're gonna like cook food.
I honestly don't know. Like
Oh, you're not
I
sure
know
the plan?
some, I know some places have like, they'll make the dough for you, and
Oh
then all you
yeah,
gotta do is press it, roll it out.
that's
But
cool.
I'm not necessarily certain what we're doing. But I know she has a heart-shaped pizza stone that she's been using lately, which is really neat to me.
The
But
pizza
like
sits in a heart-shaped
in
mold,
in a
kind
heart
of.
shape, but you know what? Is it a pan or a stone? I'm trying to remember. But
I imagine a
either
stone
way,
would be flat, but I mean, I don't know anything.
yeah, and you just have to form it onto the stone itself. I'm trying to remember if it was a stone or a pan, but either way, like makes some pretty damn good pizza. So I'm stoked for that tonight.
You ever throw the dough around?
Oh, done like the full
Yeah,
New York pizza toss.
you ever chuck it in the air?
Yeah, I've always been explained the reasoning behind that as a equal distribution of the dough. It helps with the equal distribution of the dough.
Centripetal
But
force.
yeah, but I don't know, man. Like in all honesty, I've got really tiny hands, and most of the guys that have shown me that type of shit had like bear paws, so.
Sure.
So they probably were a lot more readily equipped for that than I was, or maybe it's more of a skill issue on my end. I just could never get it down.
Yeah, I was shit at it.
Yeah,
I was
I've been
in,
shown how to make like roll out pizza dough in like 20 different ways, and each time I'm like, I should be better at this, after being shown how to do it properly, but it just never pans out for me. Pun intended.
As a matter of fact, same. Like I feel like just genetically unskilled at just spreading out pizza dough. I can't throw it in the air. I can't roll it out. It always turns into a disaster when I try. I've worked in two specific places where I've had to like get someone else. If it's my job, I'm like, I can't do this with the fucking dough. I'm not throwing that. I worked in one place where they wanted me throwing it in the air in front of customers, and I was like, dude, ruining all the pizzas. And I made some weird looking pizzas too. So I don't know if that feels like a confession.
No, I that was the same for me. I ended
It's
up
hard.
I ended up not getting a gig because I couldn't throw a pizza like that.
Tip your pizza thrower.
Tip your local pizza thrower.
Find
Indeed.
out who's throwing pizzas, because that is not unskilled work, man.
No, that is most certainly a skill, and a skill I have a skill in a lot of other aspects of like restaurants and stuff like that. That is one thing I could never do. I've been a baker. I can make you a fine ass loaf of bread. I can make some kick ass cinnamon rolls, but just don't ask me to throw a pizza.
Man, wow. I don't know if cinnamon rolls is something I want to try. You think just kind of, just to tell me about the filling, just kind of cinnamon, sugar, and butter. Is that kind of what?
Cinnamon, sugar, butter, and depending on where you go, there's usually like a touch of flour to kind of keep it all like a cohesive
Kind of
thing.
keep it cohesive in the spirals. That is, I would like to try that from scratch. That might be a good next project.
It's a fun time. Yeah,
Yeah.
like or like another thing I always had a problem with. Have you ever tried to make like a Swiss cake roll?
No, I've
Like
never tried that, but that sounds fun too.
Oh my God, rolling a thin sponge cake
Yeah.
is a pain in the ass.
I bet it's fucking terrible.
Oh man, there's this dude on YouTube called the Anti-Chef.
Okay.
And like the first handful of like there's like multiple videos of him trying to do like Swiss cake style rolls with you get like a maybe like a half-inch to a 3/4 inch like sheet cake, and then you cover it in frosting, and then you try to roll it perfectly, pour it every single time. And I just felt bad for the guy because I'm like, you know what? I feel that, and that sucks.
I would do it. I mean, I'm sure it would take me 50 attempts before I did not tear one I'm sure.
There would be well, depending on what type of kitchen you work in, there'd be a lot of stuff thrown away.
Yeah.
Nope, not good enough. Do it again. Yes, chef.
Yeah, I bet that shit is a pain in the ass. They make those purple sometimes.
Oh, like the ube.
Yeah, what's that? What is that? Some kind of Japanese sweet potato?
It's a purple sweet potato. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a handful of ube type
Sounds
treats.
very fancy. And they like putting it in ice cream and shit and cake.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. Like, I haven't had ube in years because like you generally have to get it imported. It's not like, as far as I understand, it's not a common ingredient. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you go to like a specialty like Asian mart or something like that.
I got a couple of those. I'm trying to think if I had something. Someone offered me some type of ube product, and I was like, huh, purple sweet potatoes.
There's something about like, culinary stuff in like Southeast Asia that I really dig. Like anything with red bean paste, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like,
like miso
it's
shit.
beans, or like, it has the skin of the bean on it, and it's just like,
I mean,
fuck
I do
that.
like...
It tastes like even better. Oh God, like the Boston baked beans, the candy.
Oh, the candy, huh? Sure.
Yeah,
but okay.
Yeah, like the candy coated like peanuts with the red candy coating. I think that's what they were called, right? Boston.
I was thinking of something different, but I know about the peanuts with the candy coating. Those are weird.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they are called Boston baked beans. Those are really good. Old people candy.
Yeah, for real. Like turn of the century ass candy. I mean, I do eat a lot of my favorite foods are bean based, so I might be off topic here, but red bean paste is awesome and miso is awesome.
I love miso.
And a lot of that. Oh, what do you call it? Umami?
Yes, the savory, mysterious, undescribable, well, to a certain extent, an indescribable like taste that comes from particular things. Yeah, like again, found a lot in miso. And I know the term's tossed around a lot, but like I still don't necessarily know what umami is,
Oh, I was asking about a weird clown movie that you made me watch.
Oh yeah.
That was not called umami?
The artist is called Umami, and the movie was called Interface.
Oh yeah.
I think, actually, let me double check. But yeah, no, I like Umami's work is phenomenal.
It is. Did we ever talk about 6 mothers, 6 horse, 6 eyes?
I think we did very shortly, but
there's not a lot to say about it.
I just remember it being a really weird story.
Yeah,
and
that's basically what it is.
I don't remember much about like what the actual concept was. I haven't reread it in a minute.
It was kind of just it got traction at a time when there was, I want to say early internet, but I guess kind of mid internet before, I don't fucking know when, but 2010ish, I'm gonna say, which was a perfect time for someone to like post chunks of short fiction across different Reddit boards and get people to put it together into one actual short story. And it's just a kind of science fiction nonsense, but like, excuse me, to see pieces of it like posted, like the pieces of it were very gory, so like people noticed like, why the fuck is this paragraph posted on like r/truck maintenance. You know what I mean? So that's why it was noticed. But ultimately, it's just a very strange piece of writing, and there's not like a huge story behind it, really.
One story in particular that was kind of in that sort of vein is Worm, and I still need to read that.
Oh man, yeah, there is. I don't think I may have sort of recommended to you, but there's a sort of group of podcasts called Ranged Touch. Is that who I'm thinking of? No, actually, it's not. There was another Stephen King. There was some podcast that covered The Dark Tower like very extensively, and they were always talking about Worm. But that is, again, I'm not exactly sure when, but a long time ago on the internet, a serialized novel, and there's a sequel as well, that got a lot of attention. Maybe we should both check that out. Are you interested in checking out Worm? I used to have a bookmark, and well, obviously we could find it.
I mean, I still have it bookmarked for myself because I wanted to do. I thought that was weird on it, but it's just so long.
We could do it. We could do it by chapter. We could do it by. I don't know if it's chapters or what, but
online book club sounds good.
That's what I'm saying. So
hell yeah.
Why don't we let that bring me to, like, I guess my main point, which is sort of what I've been talking about, or the last time I talked to Voodoo about kind of what we're doing with the ongoing conversation, which is, definitely going to overlap here with what we're doing. I'm not sure exactly the order of events that I'm going to be doing this when I'm talking to Voodoo, but I think when we check in each week, it's going to be something like, with him, it's going to be talking about games, but with you, it might be either reading and or whatever type of media you're consuming. But basically the three main things we're checking in with are, what have you finished lately? So like it could be games we finished, it could be books or whatever, or the previous chapter of Worm. And then what are you playing right now? For us it could be reading or watching or playing. I want to know what games you're playing too. After I say all of this, my question is going to be like, what are you consuming in general as far as media? But then, and then finally, what are we going to play? Like talking about what we've installed, what we're interested in playing next, what kind of, and we touch on news and shit at that point because like what kind of things we know are coming in the gaming industry. But yeah, that's sort of, so I mean, it could be like, really, it could be, we don't need to pick something, but I would love to, like, I've been talking about covering Worm for a while, but and also this might turn into Thought That Was Weird as well. So I mean, again, that's the very rough pitch, and I kind of want to I just want to smoke pot and talk to you and roll with it and be live, as
yeah, no, I'm down for that. Like I don't know, most of my game consumption these days is been predominantly 76 Fallout 76.
Is it going? Is it MMOing ya?
It is. It consumes my life. I think I talked about this last time.
That's what MMOs do. I mean, tell me.
Yeah. Oh my god! But like, there's an event that was a handful of weeks ago called Fastnacht. Okay. Which is a Swiss-German holiday.
Is that where? Oh no, I'm thinking of Krampusnacht. That's a different one. Yeah.
Yes.
It just has knocked in it. So tell me, is it like first knocked?
It's Fastnacht is basically like the end, like an end of winter, like harvest celebration sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they have it in West Virginia,
right,
where the game is based. But in real life too, they have a Fastnacht, and like since the game's release of this particular event that they have, all the Fallout people go to West Virginia. They go to the Mothman Museum. Apparently,
good.
And the small community that actually hosts Fastnacht, it's Helvetia in the game, but I've never actually double checked
if it's the name of the actual town.
If that's the name of the actual town that they have it in, But yeah, you get a whole bunch of like Fallout folk over there, and
That's fucking
in
cool.
in the game you get like random drops of like different weird masks. Like there's like a weird sun guy looking mask, like a Joker mask, all sorts of like fun creatures from the game have like masks. So in the game there's a scorched beasts, which are basically
sounds like World of Warcraft.
It's very, oh my god, let alone like all the real world money that people spend on this fucking game
For
is
cosmetic
insane. For cosmetics,
Right.
and let alone just people with an obsession with collecting shit.
Sure. So
It's
these masks.
it's insane.
Yeah.
These particular masks, there's like rare drop rates on glowing masks, which are basically masks with like neon colors.
Yeah, those are the ones you want.
Those are the ones that you want to get.
Oh yeah.
And oh my god, I can't even tell you how many countless hours I ended up spending on Fastnacht when from like introduction to now, how many Fastnachts I had to do, because it happens on the hour every hour for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And-
It's that kind of thing. Okay. Sure.
Oh my god, man!
Love it.
Like, and there was one year, I think it was the second year that they did Fastnacht. The games kept on crashing, and people were just pissed.
Oh boy, yeah.
And it's only it's only
boy.
supposed to be, it was only supposed to be for like a week or two, if I remember right. And because there was such a bad fuck up in the programming for this particular event, they moved it for an entire month. And
I bet people were mad.
people were mad, but like when they ended up increasing the when they ended up like stretching the timeline for another 2 weeks, it was just madness. Like I recall it's mostly because of the fact that you have like there's so much other shit that you need to do in the game, along with like if you don't have Fallout first, you don't have like unlimited storage space. So like people like in between Fastnacht would have to be like, okay, I have to sell this stuff out of my inventory so that way I have space to put more bullshit into it, as well as like different like legendary weapons and stuff like that. But I was and I think I mentioned this too, but I was reminded of that episode of Futurama where they had like this thing called Parade Day in Futurama, where they basically smush in all of the New York parades at once. So they have like the St. Patrick's Day parade, the Gay Pride parade, all this stuff. And I think the joke was that like if I remember right, Professor Farnsworth was like, "Oh yes, we used to have a parade every we had a parade almost every single day just to fit all of the parades that we needed.
Right.
It was a parade every single day. Those were dark times." I am reminded of Fastnacht. There was a parade every day, and those were dark times.
Man, in a lot of ways, it really is true. You can't have too many parades.
No, like I don't know. I'm down for a fun event and stuff like that, but like, just my goodness.
If everyone has purples, nobody does.
Oh, and then and also in Detroit, we had the Marche du Nain Rouge.
The Marche de Nain Rouge?
Mm-hmm.
The red march down the red the red march doesn't sound
Oh, so if I remember right, this started after the Detroit fires.
Okay.
But it's basically an event that much in the same vein of like Fastnacht, where a bunch of people got together to quote unquote chase out the demons from Detroit.
Like in the springtime, specifically, like at the equinox, like get the fuck out of here.
Like right around
Winter?
the end of winter. Yeah. to scare away winter and the bad vibes from winter.
This is good. I like this. Yeah, this is part of my personal, very local mythology. This is a good thing to do.
It's so fun. I was supposed to go this year, and I ended up missing out doing other things. But basically, people go around wearing like funny or like ridiculous costumes. It's almost like Detroit Mardi Gras. Like, people just get trashed and wear goofy outfits. And there's one person in particular that dresses as the Nane, which is the demon that, is supposed to be like the bane of, the existence for everybody. And this one person in particular wears like this, like, devil's mask and stuff like that, and just taunts the crowd, tells them that, like, oh, Motor City, more like Crap City or something stupid like that. Being a dick for the sake of being a dick.
The enemy of the city. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're supposed to boo him and tell him to leave and stuff like that, and eventually, it's almost like the running of the bulls, except like the people trying to chase out the demon are the bulls chasing him out. It's
awesome.
It's really fun. It's a good time. I'm bummed I didn't make it for this year, but like just it's a great party. And a lot of people say, like, Detroit doesn't have really a lot to offer. I say come for a Marche du Nain Rouge.
Come for the Marche du Nain Rouge. That's fucking awesome. Do you know about a Scottish town? I think it's Scottish, where they like cover a man in burrs. You know what I mean by burrs? Like the spiny seedling things that get stuck to you. Little spiky seed pods. Do you know about the burr man?
The burr man? No, that sounds fun though.
They cover him in spiky, uncomfortable. I think he's also very hot. I think he's wearing like wool clothes, so they can stick these things all over him. So many, so that he can't like walk or move his arms because he's covered in these spiky things. And so whenever he moves, they poke him through his wool and they parade him uncomfortably through town. And the townsfolk come out and they give him whiskey through straws to drink.
I'm looking this up right now, and like, I'm reminded of like Candyman being covered in bees and shit, man. Like this does not look like a fun time.
The Wicker Man, yeah.
Yeah, this happens in according to this image that I'm seeing, it happens in South Queensferry, Scotland.
The burr man is punished for our collective sins, and also we feed him whiskey to ease his pain along the way. I'm into that kind of tradition. That's the kind of thing we should pick a member of the community to torture and also reward every year in the spring. Maybe not exactly. Maybe again we'll cut that part out. What was man? I wonder how many things I said that were funny in the part of the episode that we did cut out, that maybe I'll go back in and find. There was something else I said to cut out when I was talking about the Kardashians and Travis Barker and how we should look to the Kardashians for hope. I'm saying it again. Cut that part out.
Cut it. But yeah, no, I haven't heard about this. This is a really really heinous concept, man. Because like nobody likes being covered in burrs. Like
covered in them.
I mean, I hate it when like I end up like going on like a hike or something like that, and then I look down and I've got like 5-6 of those things like stuck to my pant leg or something like that, and it's like, oh fuck, and then try to pull them off, and then you still got the little
hooks are stuck in your...
little hooks are stuck in your and all your clothes.
Prika gets them stuck on his tail.
Oh,
I don't know where that little fucking monster goes. Oh man, let me real quick throw a shout out to Saint 242 who has done his Hatchet Massacre. I was talking. I was watching Saint play our Red Dead Redemption 2 earlier, and he wanted to massacre some men with a hatchet, and breaking news, this just in, he has succeeded. So yeah, I mean, so you're reading about Anthony Bourdain. Is that, are you in the, you got a book of short writings by Anthony Bourdain? That's
yeah,
what we're...
it's the Anthony Bourdain Reader, New, Classic, and Rediscovered Writing.
Cool.
The other thing I really like about Bourdain, besides the fact that I think he's a fantastic writer,
Cool guy.
I think he's fantastic.
Yeah.
But what's funny is that like you know how there's like certain things that are done by certain people, you can read it and you can like read it in their voices or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I still hear his voice every time I read this stuff. It's like
I hate to, I've been interrupting you a lot, but like
no, please.
Is just in this very moment, I've just received a DM from past and future guest, friend of the pod, Locke, and it says, "I am still thinking about it. Why does it taste like piss?"
What tastes like
the dunder salt. Locke is the person who ate the dunder salt yesterday.
Oh no!
It is like piss rocks. It is piss
I could
gravel.
not fathom.
The next time I get some, they're coming your way, buddy. I'm gonna figure out where to get them from. I don't even know where to get them around here, but I'm gonna get them. I didn't mean to interrupt you talking about Anthony Bourdain.
No.
That was literally breaking news this very second. You heard it here first live on Twitch TV.
When Locke has something to say, it's important.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, when my friends are thinking about the taste of piss, I want it known. Jesus Christ.
Positively, especially like. Again, what like is this to deter children from having sweets or something like that?
No, it's like it's like if you grow up with the taste of like lutefisk and that kind of other ammonia, kind of very so salty, it's ammonia type of cured in lye foods. You might actually like maybe even like the chemical fizz on your tongue of the ammonia rock candy. Like that's, nope. I think that's basically, I think, what Adrian said to me. I think, more or less, something like that. That he likes the lutefisk and he grew up with that taste and he's had it, you know. I think that if he did, I don't know, I may have made that up because I also know about lutefisk and that Norwegian people eat ammonia flavored things.
I mean, I like sour stuff, but like...
Yeah, this is like beyond. Yeah.
That is a whole nother level of torturing yourself.
The next time I get them, I'll mail them to everybody and we'll all eat them together like live on a call and talk about it. It really is not like candy. It really is like piss. But again, maybe it's like, maybe this is what it's like when you're from not the USA and you eat USA Hershey's chocolate and it tastes like...
More than likely.
It might be just they're used to certain flavors and complex flavors. And we're used to puke chocolate. I don't know.
We're used to puke chocolate. Like, again, I don't know what Hershey's has done to their formula, but it has been like on the decline for a really long time.
Yeah, is it getting worse?
Like that's been on the decline, but for some reason, like Nestle still pretty okay. Like I think Nestle makes Goobers, right? The chocolate covered peanuts.
Couldn't tell you.
Let me double check here.
Okay.
But yeah, I love Goobers.
But Nestle and Hershey's.
Yeah, Nestle makes those, but yeah, I'm sorry, continue.
Both of them are, those very large American companies are probably using the same questionable American chocolate that we don't know anything about, that we keep speculating about. They're probably doing the same puke chocolate.
Probably.
Okay.
And maybe it's the peanut saving it.
The more I know nothing about it. Just officially. I don't know anything about this puke chocolate. I watched a YouTube video in 2017 about it.
But I mean, if I go to the movies,
Yeah.
like that's still my favorite combo is like taking your goobers and tossing it in your popcorn.
Oh,
That's the shit, dude.
that sounds all right to me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to chocolate. But I mean, yeah, a little chocolate, especially with peanuts, and that sounds, wow, yeah, man. If I ever go to a movie again, I'll try it out.
I would highly recommend it. And if you're not for peanuts like that, like Raisinets, I heard work pretty decently too.
Raisinets are awesome. Another great use of chocolate. But I am just officially, for the record, so we're on the same page. I am all about peanuts. Anything that you can put peanuts in, any recipe that has peanuts, any snack that involves peanuts. That's what I want to be eating. It's my favorite food. I'm not allowed to eat them. Fucking rules. Fucking love peanuts.
I like Planters honey roasted peanuts are where it's at.
Man, oh my god, I can't have them in the house.
It's a core memory for me, man. Like my great grandfather used to have a bar in his basement, and he always had like a thing of the Planters honey roasted peanuts in a bowl right at the bar, and I just used to devour those things like crazy,
nonstop. Yeah, couldn't have them around me. And the weird are the weird candy crunchy bumpy red peanuts, are they called Boston baked beans?
Yes, they're called Boston baked beans.
Weird. And that is a weird kind of candy crunchy coating. That is a weird old person candy.
That's some like star striped peppermint type of old person candy.
Starlight something.
Starlight, yeah. Starlight peppermints, that's what they were called.
What were you saying about Anthony? What else were you saying about Anthony Bourdain?
I was just talking, but like, I mean the I don't know, between him and like oh god, what is his? Why can't I think of his fucking name? I believe it's Martin Yan. Yeah, Martin Yan. Between him and Martin Yan, those dudes like made me want to get into cooking. And
it's a good dude.
Yeah, Martin. If Yan can cook, so can you. And that was the other great thing about Martin Yan is that like he was a dude like he almost kind of portrayed himself as like this everyman sort of dude, but he could like chop things. He could break down an entire chicken in 20 seconds or something crazy like that.
Yeah. And that's not
that's not an easy task.
That is skilled work
to
be very sure.
And the dude could use a Chinese cleaver to do it all.
Yeah.
And it amazes me. But like those dudes are definitely like top, TV chef personalities that I grew up watching. And then and then just I like when I first started working I did like Subway when I was like in my my later teens.
Sandwich artist.
Total sandwich artist.
Just to make sure we're on the up and up.
I never got my sandwich artist degree per se, but
no.
There's apparently a program, and I just never got. I had no interest in doing it.
Is this something that like once you work there for a while, you get a certification, and you?
I think you actually have. I'm sorry.
But I mean, like they send you off to do a thing to get certified to become like once you've I'm doing a really bad job. Wow.
You're absolutely right. They don't necessarily send you
Some
off,
kind
but
of
like
extra training, and then you're certified after you've been there a year or something.
yeah, or something stupid like that. When the
Yeah.
reality is, it's just like you know what the portions are for the sandwiches, and you can do it under a certain amount of time or something silly like that. If I remember correctly, but
I thought it was just you. Anyone who worked there, you called them that. Shows what I know.
much in
know.
much in the same way that not all head cooks or chefs.
Okay. Yeah. Not all Subway guys are sandwich artists.
Not all the people that work at Subway are sandwich artists. In fact,
Good to know.
I would.
In fact,
I've seen some. Oh my God, I've seen some shit, man.
you've seen some sandwiches
And-
you would not call art.
Well, I mean, not no. It's more that like nothing that Subway puts out would like.
You're having
I mean,
trouble
you
using the
can call
word
you can call a lot of things art,
Yeah.
but the things that Subway puts out is just trash. Like, oh my God.
Can a sandwich be art?
A sandwich, I believe, can be art. If,
Okay,
if
good.
done,
Okay,
if,
good.
if,
Good.
like,
We're on the same page here.
like if you get somebody at a Panera Bread that really, really, really cares about what they're doing, then yeah, that is a perfect sandwich. Or like, are you familiar with the restaurant
Panera
Zingerman's?
No, Zingerman's?
Zingerman's. It's
No, I've not been.
it's a restaurant in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
It is considered the most pinky up sandwich place that you could go to. They do all their cured meats in house. They do all their sauces in house. They make their own bread.
Yeah, that
and
sounds
it's
like
expensive.
that sounds like the kind of yeah.
That there, I would say, are the true
Artisanal.
sandwich artists.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
artisanal sandwich artists.
Yeah, for real. That's yeah.
Yeah.
I love a good sandwich.
I do love a good sandwich too. Like oh man, pastrami. Pastrami is my jam, dude.
Like well, it's the time of year for it, isn't it?
Oh my God, I you know what, man, I might go to Martin's corned beef shop this
Right.
week. That like, and it's not to undercut like Greasy Spoon restaurants, because there are some that actually have the capacity to make some fantastic stuff, and Martin's corned beef is the same way. They make the best pastrami on rye I've had in my life. So shout out to Martin's corned beef and Centerline. Fantastic shit.
Modern's, but wow. I'm starting to be unable to speak correctly. Who's corned beef? Martin's?
Martin's, yes.
Martin's corned beef and Centerline. Wow, I just wanted to actually be able to spit it out. Wow, sounds awesome. Yeah, you like a Reuben? You like it in real nasty? Throw the Thousand Island on there?
I'm not a Thousand Island or a sauerkraut guy. Like,
No
I know, shocker.
sauerkraut.
no, man, I'm like no
One
like
of my faves.
mustard makes me gag. I hate
yes.
mustard.
Yes, I know.
I don't know if I told this story, but like when I was growing up, my folks worked late nights, and so I would have to spend during the summertime at my uncle's house with his kids, and we would go. So around here we have Coney Islands, which are basically like your, mom and pop Greasy Spoon places, and they would serve
dog
chili
stand.
dogs.
Oh, sure.
We have a particular franchise of Coney Islands just called National Coney Island, and they like probably one of my favorite like chili dogs of all time. But I never really was a fan of mustard to begin with, or like raw onion. But it's like chili dog, raw onion, mustard.
And those things are very delicious, but this is nasty. What he's describing is very, like, really, this is nasty stuff you're describing altogether.
And it gets worse. Is that like my cousins would do the fully loaded dog. I would just get chili only, and they would just douse the thing in mustard. And beyond the fact that they like. I don't know. I don't like having things on my face or making a mess left on my face or something like that. So I always like wiped my mouth. My cousins were not as, friendly about it, and so there would be like little crusts of mustard in the corner of their mouths, and then and again, this is the summertime. We go back to my uncle's place, and. Because it was so hot and there was no air conditioning, we'd all be like sweating like crazy, and the entire house smelled like mustard. So in turn, I just correlate mustard with disgustingness. So, and let alone these kids never took baths. Oh my god! So mustard just absolutely turns me off. Not a fan.
You know how probably a lot of American kids have like that group of cousins that was just never taking baths and were just like wild children in their house, and just whenever you had to hang out with these cousins, it was all mustard smelly and food everywhere and just a horror show.
Yes.
That was my family. My family was those cousins. We were like gross little monsters, goblins. No, for some reason that like is correlated in my brain. Way earlier we were talking about no one in my family plays music. I think somehow that might be related.
I was going to say those cousins went on to have very lucrative careers. None of them in music, so and none of them were very musical. So there might be a mustard and lack of musical interest correlation or something.
Mustard,
I don't know.
Gross mustard children who don't play music. Remember, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the family children with the family scent?
Yes.
Awful, horrible.
What's that smell? That's our family scent.
That's our family scent. Don't sniff it all up. That's for everyone.
Yes.
Oh, that fucking show is a nightmare. That show is an actual nightmare.
Oh man, and I'm still crossing my fingers on a second season, but I think that might have been it, which breaks my heart because it was so good.
It's been a while, but it took them a while to make one season. So,
it's crossing my fingers for more.
It's goddamn something. Yeah. The previous topic on Thought That Was Weird. Potentially we will revisit it. Really, man, don't know if anyone listening to this doesn't know what Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is. The whole thing's available on YouTube. I hope by the blessing of its creators that I say that, because its creators are cool and it's a really good series. And there's a series of YouTube shorts, and there's a series of
it started off as YouTube shorts, and then they made like a full-fledged show, which was amazing. I was completely like, usually like I can't necessarily think of things other than no, like more often than not, like I'm trying to think about what I'm referencing exactly, but there's always this like correlation of like, you start off as a YouTube series and it takes off and it's so good, and then it gets picked up by a major company and it's just completely decapitated, or it lacks what it used to have.
Right. This is not the case.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like end to end, the funniest, most disturbing puppet show I have seen in my life.
Upsetting, actual horror, actual puppet horror.
By the way, would it be cool if I stepped away for 2 seconds? I got pee so fucking bad. I drank so much fucking coffee.
Please feel free to pee.
Okay.
Go ahead. I was.
Do some housekeeping really quick, and I'll be back in a sec.
Awesome.
One moment.
All right, thank you, Thrash. Man, I drank a lot of coffee too today, but I don't have to pee quite yet. Although now that we talk about it and I look over at the, I didn't drink that much coffee today. Some days I have a lot of coffee. This is, is it time to feed? Ooh, it is almost time to feed my kitties. But as far as housekeeping goes, why don't I say thank you for listening to WMFB? Yeah, we recorded a couple different things today. So whatever I was talking about, my family not playing music, we had a discussion of we're gonna start a band. But like I said, links to Thrash's stuff will be down below. Thrash has played music for us before. I unfortunately, maybe I might just have some Thrash music on. I just installed some hard drives in here, but I'll have links to that. The only thing for me to plug really is twitch.tv/KoyaDK, which you can get a link to my Discord from, and you can come see me live. And I do, every time I mention it, I mean to kind of say that I intend to maybe do some kind of actual streaming. I have I don't even have a schedule or anything really. I'm just there a lot, kind of, and you can come and see me. And maybe at some point I will have more to say about that, but most of this discussion goes on around Discord. This is going to be happening on Mondays, right here. I'm going to be talking to Thrashkeiishu. This slot might become Thought That Was Weird, which was a little more of a scripted. I, was often incredibly intoxicated during it, which, maybe if we get a chance to revisit it, I'll be putting forth a little bit more of an awake presence, a little more of an effort into it. But that was a fun thing we did. You can find that on YouTube, which, it's not exactly youtube.com/@Thrashkeiishu or something like that, but it's probably something like that with a bunch of numbers. But there will be a link. There will be a link associated with wherever you're listening to this. And in fact,
something to that effect, yes.
Yeah, in fact, I should I did once. Let's see what happens if I type in !thrash, because I did delete a lot of the ones that were just links that I didn't know if I was going to use anymore. But we can set this up again to be a link to.
But if it's any consolation, but I was it's all good. But if it's any consolation, but I was also really baked during most of the making and production of that show. So
it was,
no worries.
That was a post-pen. You know what? As a matter of fact, I don't normally blame things on this, but I had a lot of things happened to me mentally when I stopped taking Lexapro, and it was around the time we were doing that show, and I was really not flying the ship. In those days, I was really zonked out. I was just not there.
No, I thought it was great. I thought it was in general, it was just a good time. It was just a good time, talking about weird shit and you allow, kind of allowing a lot of the ridiculousness that I kind of allowed on that show myself, which again, I was also about as zonked out and
good
what
times.
have you. That was
making shit on the internet, what the fuck? Yeah.
What was it? I killed my octopus wife and I wear her for a hat and I eat my own poop. Was that one of the episodes?
There was something about somebody's squid wife or there was something about someone's sad squid wife that
where we tried to do like a Donahue-esque type talk show thing, as a skit. That was fun.
Yeah, there were a bunch of really good setups. I really liked especially the setups to different types of shows that we kind of did. Lexapro trip keeper stories. Sure, I bet. That was, I don't know. It's not for everyone, I guess. I don't really want to weigh in on it. Well, I've gone through a lot of different types of mental situations over the course of my life, and that was one of them. Right now, it's in a couple of years, I'm going to be going, oh yeah, man, 2026, I was absolutely out of my fucking mind about something.
Yeah, like I don't know. I always liked public. Like I think I was also really really into public access shows.
Yes.
Like really obscure, terrible public access shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, man? I want to do something like that where it's like kind of a mystery science theater meets like Ripley's Believe It or Not sort of thing.
And it's almost like, and I don't even want to call that kind of thing low effort, but like it doesn't have to have like it almost, but it shouldn't have a very deep premise. You know what I mean? It's just like, here's our fictional show that is still two idiots doing a show, kind of, if that makes sense. You know?
I mean, yeah, and like. And for some reason, I got so deep into the lore of like what we were doing and where we were that was just kind of ridiculous.
Well, we gotta write our way out of that hole.
Oh yeah, we have to, because like what we lost, like Baguette turned out to be a CIA agent, and we were in like the Bermuda Triangle of the Midwest or something like that.
There was a character that was a baguette.
Yep. Monsieur Baguette. And he would show up on random occasions.
I know about Math Man.
Math Man?
And I also, there were a lot of dudes that drew shit. Math Man was like a segment on some kind of children's weird public access type of... I'm having trouble describing it, but it was like a... Well, it was a weird cartoon football helmet thing that did math on the television. It was like a Sesame Street, like Pinwheel. Do you know what Pinwheel was?
Yep.
This was Pinwheel adjacent, but more public access for children. No,
I don't believe I know Pinwheel.
Oh, Pinwheels was like almost 1970s, almost in competition with Sesame Street, but just like real basic children's. Pinwheel might have been public access. I saw it on Nickelodeon back in the day, but like weird public accessy kind of. And Math Man was a very strange football helmet guy that ate numbers. Yeah,
I kind of sort of remember this show. Yeah.
I wish, but Math Man was like a segment on, or Pinwheel is what you kind of remember.
Yeah,
I bet you would. I bet like if somehow, why would I? I bet if I had a bunch of like clips, it was like a variety show. You know, it had various cartoons from different. Yeah, it was one of those Sesame Street type
or
of.
very Eureka's Castle, like.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Remember that?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, a kind of variety show with also like puppets and weird ass shit. I don't know if there were puppets on Pinwheel. I think there were like human actors doing weird skits and maybe science experiments, but also cartoons and. Yeah, I don't know. Math Man also was not on. You ever see 3-2-1 Contact?
No.
You ever hear of Girls Are Short?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna send you links. Hopefully, I don't know, that band might not even be on Spotify, but Girls Are Short was a short-lived Canadian band, probably around the turn of the century, that made like one absolutely killer album. I'm sure that you know somebody that if you said, "Do you know about Girls Are?" I say that because sometimes the person flips out when I ask them that. It's that kind of band that released one like 5-song album that people are obsessed with. But I'll see if it's probably not on Spotify, but I'll see if I can find a YouTube video or something. And because they covered the theme from 3-2-1 Contact. Are you familiar? How about Mr. Wizard? You know about that one? These are all.
Yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, Mr. Wizard. I used to watch it a lot as a kid.
3-2-1 Contact was in the league of Mr. Wizard. Man, I watched Mr. Wizard. Dude, I can't believe I didn't. Fan. Well, you know what? I did actually. I actually was a chemistry major the first time I went to college. I have no fucking idea. It was definitely... Chemistry didn't work out. Numbers have never been my favorite thing.
I always
Hi, are you
Like
getting
I always
hungry?
ate it at a fucking chemistry class. Like
Yeah.
chemistry, like
I ate it.
like I like
I was
algebra
bad at
and
it.
geometry. I could do up and down all day, but like for
Algebra.
some
I could do algebra.
but for some fucking reason I just could not get I just couldn't get chemistry.
Yeah, I had problems with the, ions and all that shit. All the covalent bonds. I recall having trouble with the bonds and drawing where the atoms shared their electrons and shit. But, yeah. I took a year of college chemistry for some reason. So, Worm is a web serial. A self-published web serial by John C. McCrae. It's the first installment of a series. I knew there was a sequel. I feel like it's known for being perhaps quite dark. It's a superhero novel. Publication 2011 through 2013.
Yeah, I think I've read it. I think I got through the first chapter and just never got around to finishing it. But like it always seemed like
Yes.
wonderfully weird.
The first chapter is called Gestation 1.1. Yes, it is in chapters. The chapters, they look.
I was gonna say, are you on a? Did you find the WordPress?
I am on a WordPress site, yes, and it is something
Airhumans.wordpress.com.
Yep, that's the one. So
that's what I got
so
to.
do you want to? I mean, I never want to give anyone homework, but I mean, if you want to cover something in a
dude.
serialized fashion, if you want to start with one chapter by next week, and we'll talk about what we thought of it, and we'll do it.
I was gonna say this first chapter doesn't seem amazingly long, so maybe like the first two, just
First two, I
think would be fun.
okay. I'm making a note of it.
All right, yeah, I'll start reading the first two chapters. It all like again, I don't even remember how I ended up finding this shit, but I don't know. I watched like a lot of like weird media.
Sure. Oh
Like
yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
YouTuber people that are like, oh man, if
Look at this underground internet shit that is weird.
yeah, like oh god, what's their fucking name? I got to go through my my subscriptions on YouTube here. Nick Crowley, that's his
Nick
name.
Crowley sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does like a lot of dark corners of the internet type
Okay,
videos.
sure. Yeah. I feel yeah.
Yeah, that's that. I'm trying to remember if that's where I found it or. Oh God, there was like another. Oh God, what's his fucking name? I don't know. There's like a handful of those types of YouTubers that I watch, and
Yeah, there is a handful of those types of YouTubers for sure.
mad shout out to those folks because like, it's always fascinating shit that like. I grew up in the era of like, oh man, like, just by word of mouth, oh man, have you seen like cake farts or like, hey, have you ever seen Two Girls, One Cup? Oh, bro, have you ever watched the Pain Olympics? Cake farts was fucking hilarious.
That's the first one.
I because that like. I had one friend in particular, like, was really.
I guess there are 3 that you didn't mention, but I don't want to start.
Oh,
I don't want to
big
start
3.
doing. I don't want to start doing that.
Nah.
I was about to say there are 2 major ones you didn't mention, and then I said maybe 3, but I don't want you to start thinking about it because now I'm not sure. I don't want to put any of those images back into your head. There was one in particular. Oh, I know which one I was gonna mention. Well,
One guy.
that's all right. So that's one of the 2 before my mind went to 3. Do you want to do it? Why don't we do it? Okay, one guy is the That was one of the two. What's the one that was right next to it? This one is much more mild. I'll give you as a clue.
God, I can't think of it. No,
It's Lemon
what was
Party.
it? Oh my God! Yeah, Lemon Party and
Yeah.
Meat Spin
This
and
is a
stuff
bad
like that.
rabbit hole. Oh, Meat Spin! That was the tamest one. That was like the first
was
one.
the-
You know what? Not even on my list is the actual one time. Let me tell you, Thrash. Everybody should stop listening to this podcast right now. If you're here live, if you're listening to the podcast, turn it off right now. Me and Thrash will get back to you. Join us next week for Worm. But so one time, Thrash, I was sitting in college, and we were in the cafeteria. Me and my friend were eating. You know, there was a certain sandwich shop there that we always like to eat at, and you know, we were sitting there eating our lunches, and just there was a moment of quiet and solitude, and we were looking out the window at Chicago and the city passing us by, and I remember this very clearly as he sat chewing his salami sandwich, and he looked at me and he said, "I wish you had never shown me that picture of that guy stretching his asshole open."
Oh, Goatsy, yeah. Mr. Hanks.
Yo, the internet was birthed in a crucible of horrible violence.
Like Tub Girl. Do you remember Tub Girl?
Wow! How that?
It looked like it sincerely looked like SpaghettiO sauce. And all I could wonder was, one, why? For two, I'm never eating SpaghettiOs again. 3, what is that poor woman eating that she's like this?
I thought it was Tang. There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of things that I think about. Do you know what? I'm not sure what. Yeah, it's so. There's something when people are gonna fuck, when people are feeling horny, when you are turned on, there is something in your brain that there's like a level. There's something that normally would be disgusted by like bodily fluids or maybe even just a lot of or just anything about sex. There is something in your brain that turns off when you are in a sexy kind of mental whatever. Again, I don't know anything, and I don't know what I'm explaining, if what I'm explaining is factual. But what I want to say, the reason I said that is that when I go to eat a bowl of SpaghettiOs, something about the visceral SpaghettiO experience turns off the part of my brain that should feel disgust at SpaghettiOs for this and many other reasons, including The Regulators by Stephen King, which we mentioned. Also join us. Why are you still listening to this? Join us on Tuesdays or whenever I publish it when we talk about Welcome to Derry. Yeah. Are you ready for Welcome to Derry episode 4?
Dude, I am stoked for some new Welcome to Derry. Like that show, like sincerely, like the one other person that has seen that show, that's all we fucking talk about.
Yeah, it's hot. It's really good. It's done well.
It's fucking good.
They nailed it with the human characters first, and then they made like the most terrible things you can think of happen, and like they're doing it. They're fucking doing it. They're actually doing it. Like this is the show that I wanted them to do. I just I wanted them to have it be based on the book, but this is really good. So anyway, thank you so much, Thrash, and
yeah, dude. Thank you for having me. Yeah, and again,
just real quick. Oh well, were you about to again something?
No. I was just saying thanks for having me, bud. But yeah, what else you got before we get out of here?
Well, I looked down and I saw there was a final note that I had written down next to thought that was weird. And I've told you before how I had like a lady. Well, a neighbor who is like a serious like flat earther, like a crazy person, and like
oh my god, yeah,
giant trees and the whole everything, the TVs in the sky. But kind of looking at her stuff on Facebook led me to. Do you know anything about like a societal reset, like some kind of previous advanced civilization called like TART something like? Tartania, like a whole global civilization that they say the world was covered in mud and we're living on top, like, you know,
We're living on top of
1,000 years ago they destroyed.
Yeah, we're living on top of a mud disk.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I believe some again, like I love my work. Like my work family is just fucking great. I love everybody there.
Awesome to hear. That's so cool. That's so
and,
good.
And the thing is that, like, you know, discussions just go fucking wild, from, like, you know, movies and everything else to like, I forgot what we were talking about. We were talking about, like, cults or something like that, and
Sure.
we were getting into, like, the hollow earthers and stuff like that.
I like
and
that
I think that was mentioned at some point.
Yeah.
So I will have to look that up, but
And,
that sounds really fun.
Like, history before, like, the year 1000 or something is all fake. Like, whoever did this reset, they wrote all the history before this, you know, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, maybe that might be a future topic. But other than that, yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for
Thanks for having me, bud.
And
thanks everybody out there too for listening.
Yeah, thanks so much. Shout out to Daisy. Shout out to ADR Jacko, and anyone listening to this on Monday afternoons, twitch.tv/KoyaDK, and perhaps someday twitch.tv/Thrashkeiishu as well. And I'll have links again to you on YouTube and Twitch and everything. And yeah, man.
Right on. Thanks, bud.
All right.